we'll start back over with Atticus getting up on the thing.
Fair enough. I really can't get this bag open.
Have you tried scissors?
I'm too lazy to go grab scissors.
Hello, we are back, and we're gonna try this one more time. Thank you so much for waiting for us, and we're gonna start over. So we are in Eisenhound. We are in southern Eisenhound, just underneath the city of Sneerwell. There is a small goblin town called there's a small goblin town called Blawnox. And in the middle of Blawnox, there is currently a man. His name is Atticus Bell. He is a merchant. He is packing up his cart from all of the things here in town, and he is taking them back to a small town he knows of down to the south called Redstone. He knows that they are in need of supplies, and recently, actually, the town down there has been going through quite a bit of changes. He goes ahead and he's going to take his supplies and go down there, but the road has become a little more treacherous of late. And so he gets up on a barrel and then uses that barrel to get up on top of his cart. And from his cart, he calls down, "Hello! My name is Atticus Bell, and I am in the need of adventurers. We are looking for any adventurers who would be able to bring me, go ahead and come with me down to Redstone. There's been a little more Fey activity down there recently, some more wildlife encroaching on the road, and because the city down there's emptying out a little bit, more bandits have felt that they can come onto the territory. So, if I could have anyone follow me down, I will supply you with 10 gold now, 20 gold when we reach Redstone, and that is the offer. We will leave at high noon. You have a couple hours to use your 10 gold and get supplies if you'd like. But anyone at all, please. The road's just difficult alone," he calls. And he looks around, and there's, the tavern, there's the city school, there's a nursery, mostly goblinoids around here, goblins and some hobgoblins, and the occasional drow will walk past, but very quickly because the sun is getting higher in the sky. And the goblins here are known for their trinket making, for fruit picking, especially like berries, that kind of thing, and for coin minting, the fraudulence of which is not known. We have no idea whether or not the coins are accurate or not, but hey, somebody's got to make them. Amongst all these people out here, looking about, he glances over and he sees a knight. "You there? Miss, ma'am, knight.
Yes?
I'm so sorry. Would you be able to accompany me down to the to Redstone?"
Yes, you mentioned that there was increased Fey activity. I do have, experience combating against Fey creatures.
Oh, well, that makes you perfect for the job, it would seem. I can offer you 10 gold, like I said now, and we'll meet here in about 2 hours, high noon, to leave on the road.
That sounds fine by me.
Perfect. Perfect. Are you here with anyone at all? Any other knights?
Oh, no, it's just me. I'm spreading the good work of my order.
Oh, lovely. And your name, miss?
Bloomwhistle.
Bloomwhistle. How lovely of a name for you. Please, and he hands you the 10 gold. Uh, you may meet me down there then. Back here.
Okay. Thank you for the offer of work.
Absolutely.
I try to help people as much as possible, and I don't like charging for my services, but it is nice to have some funds for the road.
Of course. And it saves me the coin of supplying you, of course.
She will accept the money, store it in her coin purse, and then go about to make sure that she is well supplied before she comes back.
All right. Have you seen oh, and she kind of walks off and he continues to look about and well, who else could I call upon in this town? You there with the wings? I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to. You're wearing a dark hood, so it's hard to tell. I cannot see if you are a Kokra or perhaps magpie of some kind, or pigeon, perhaps an Asimir.
The figure kind of walks over, pushing their cloak up with their fingers to reveal their two sulfur yellow eyes, and with kind of a somewhat wicked smile, just nods as they approach. I heard you had some trouble with Faye, huh?
Yes. Uh, Usually I'm fine with them. They're, wild some bunch, but usually they're fine. But this has been different. This is, pressing in, you'd feel. Yes, there's been some trouble with them, Faye. I wouldn't mind in a company.
Well, I was just in the area to resupply, but I think my lady would be interested in having me accompany you.
Oh, your lady. You, work on behalf of one of the queens of the city, or perhaps a princess of one of them?
Let's just say someone you'd rather not anger.
Oh, then I will make my best to be your friend. What is your name, after all, friend?
My name is Aphfi. Nice to
Aphfi.
meet you.
It is good to meet you as well. Here are 10 coin now. I will reward you with the other 10 when we arrive down in Redstone. The other 20, excuse me.
Very well. And they'll also kind of walk off to continue their resupplying.
Perfect. Anyone else? If you are good with fey or animal creatures, I would be most thankful for your assistance.
So, as you look out at the crowd, you can kind of see an astral elf kind of like sit on the outskirts of the crowd, kind of like taking notes of like the mischievous things that the goblins are kind of doing, and he's kind of like giving the side eye to this guy, like he's interested. And as he kind of like approaches, and he goes, "You rang."
Oh, well, that's actually very funny. My name is Atticus Bell, so I did sort of ring. Are you looking for work?
I'm looking for inspiration. You see, I've recently come to a block of writing, and I am, a renowned poetry writer, and well, when you hit that block, you can't quite write poetry like you used to. So I'm trying to find that inspiration, and you say that there's bandits and fae around?
Yes, quite a few.
Where there's bandits and fae, there's sure to be trouble. I'm interested. Uh, and he kind of like bows a little bit and goes, "My name is Von Lench. I am willing to give you my services. Just if you choose, you may just call me Lunch."
Lunch?
Lench. No.
Lunch.
Lench.
Then I won't call you late for dinner, that's for sure. Well then, sounds like a good crew. Although I could use a bit more rounding out. One more would be good for this. Oh, here are your 10 coin. Anyone else? Any others who would be able to round out crew? Anyone else looking to join us? Well, I'll just begin packing then, and we'll
Real
see.
quick, are you able to hear me now?
Oh, who's that who's that over there?
Of course, it's didn't work for any of my intro for the character. As he turns to start packing up his stuff, he would be very worn down, battered, and somehow overgrown looking Warforged, standing there awkwardly, pale baby blue eyes just staring at him from beneath a overgrown patch of brambles that seems to be growing out of its scalp. Yes, you are looking for traveling companions?
Yes, but also for protection, just to be very clear.
While I normally only protect the wildlife, I need a change of scenery. I am designated Unit 231.
Oh, well. Unit 231, I would be honored to have you join me. Are you, forged for war?
Forged for caretaking.
Ah, better yet. That is always a good thing to have amongst the party. Something to have to make sure that the others, like the knight and well, I'm not sure what that winged fellow does, but I'm sure that we will likely need someone in those kind of services, caretaking and so forth. Here are your 10 coin, and then, as promised to all the others, you would be able to get 20 when we actually arrive in town. Have you been to Redstone before? You look like the sort, to be honest.
Sorry, I missed all of that.
Oh, I said here are your 10 coin now, and then we'll have 20 for you when we reach Redstone. Have you been before? You actually, to be fair, almost look a little bit like you would belong.
I believe I may have been forged there, but I have no recollection of the city.
Oh, interesting. Well, we will be off in about an hour or two. We'll meet right back here. I'm Atticus Bell.
Mr. Bell, I
Yes,
have one question for you.
Mr. Von Lench.
My, along this road, we're probably gonna meet trouble. I take it we're the only ones going to be taking care of this trouble? What help could you provide?
Oh, what help could I provide? Well, I used to be a soldier in the war, and now I've continued on, and started just doing the merchanting here. It's it's I was a part of infantry, so uh, I could supply a little bit of assistance, maybe to throw out a jab or two, but these old bones, they likely aren't going to be much help, as much as, or else I wouldn't need the four of you.
Understood. Now, what type of intelligence, uh, or uh, maps, I guess, do you have of this road from here to there?
Oh, it's just directly down the road, but I have a map, and he pulls one out and shows you that it's a pretty fairly straightforward road. There's a couple bends, of course, with the way of the land. Um, you see that redstone though sits just in the base of a valley. You kind of go way downhill to get to it, and then there's a deep wood, and then on the other side of that wood, at the other end of the valley, there is another town. I'm going here to Redstone, and then after I'm finished with Redstone, I will come back up here, and then go down to the other village on the other side of the Severed Valley. It's, this town on the other side is called, oh my. Right here on the map, and yet I can't seem to read it. It's scratched out a little. Faithwaite. Faithwaite.
So I'm not much of a strategist myself,
Yes.
but I know many stories that end in death and despair, walking into a valley. Uh, are you sure this is wise?
Well, I've been bringing them supplies for a very long time. It feels almost like my duty. And with things dwindling down there as they are, it would feel very unfair to keep them from what they need. You cannot leave a place that is dying if you don't have supplies to keep you alive while you're still packing up and getting resources. It's not as simple as just taking everything in your house and leaving. Some people down there still have hope that they'll maintain their homes. Some of them are very stubborn and do not wish to leave.
This sounds very inspirational.
Well, I'm glad you think so. I sell my wares to a dwarf down there. Her name is Driska. She owns the mercantile. But you're free to go and resupply, and we'll meet, like I said, back here in about an hour and a half.
Understood.
Alright. Anybody have anything in particular you would like to get from a goblin before you leave town? Before you hit the road?
Are there any not suspicious potions here?
Not suspicious. Not suspicious potions?
I don't know about the quality of the goblin craft here, but maybe like a healing potion or two?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a luck roll. Give me just a standard d20.
Hooray, a luck roll. This is gonna go great.
First roll of the game. It's a luck roll.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a 15.
Yeah, there's a little there's like a little religious hut like off to one side. And it's like in front of like a mercantile there. That is currently supplying up the wagon, and it says like Sister Swana's potions and healings. And there's a young goblin girl in almost like a habit. She's standing there and she's looking eagerly on, kind of like waiting for someone to come to her stand.
Well, Aphfi kind of they're kind of counting through their gold a bit, and then notices the kind of potion stand and decides to head over and maybe grab a potion or two for this journey.
Hello. Can I help you?
Hi, I noticed you're selling potions. What do you have here?
Oh, I've got some potions of healing, and I've got several different, kind of healing stuff, and I got a healer's kit, and I've got some charms. We make lots of pretty charms at the abbey, and she kind of holds up similar to like a rosary, but it's got like a little spider hanging off of it at the end instead of like a cross.
Hmm. What?
The beads, instead of out of rose petals, they're made out of just grass and spit.
Oh. Okay. Um. I'll take a potion. Of healing,
Just the
if you wouldn't
smallest
mind.
one?
Do you have varying sizes?
I've got a potion of healing, and I got a potion of greater healing.
A greater one. How much would it be for me to take it off your hands?
Well, the potion of healing, that one's gonna be 25 gold, and the potion of greater healing is gonna be 50.
Hmm.
She looks at you with like a big grin. She's like excited to make her first sale of the day. All the money goes back to the abbey and the monastery, so it's for like a really good cause.
I'd like to take the greater one, but unfortunately, I don't have enough gold. I'll still take the normal one though, and
Okay.
Aphfi will take out 25 gold from their inventory and hand it to Sister Swana.
She will take it, and she will like dive under the table, and like you hear like some scurrying, like, and then she comes back up and she like smashes down the cork a little bit on the potion, and then like hands it over to you. Here you go.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I feel like something's still kind of wrong, so I can I go off to the side and just make sure this is like a legit potion?
Sure. How would you check that?
I'm guessing maybe like a medicine check of sorts, just like popping up in the cork a little and wafting the fumes to like check if it's like legit.
Yeah, you can either make a medicine check or a investigation check.
I can't do investigation, so medicine it is. I mean, it's just a +1 anyways. And that will be... Out of character, I'm going to assume this is a potion of poison because I just rolled a nat 1, but Aphfi doesn't know that.
Seems like just
Proceed.
a
You
regular
just rolled a
potion
nat
to
one?
you.
Yes, I literally just rolled a nat 1.
Hold on a sec. I might be able to help you here.
It's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a little bit. I'm gonna step up and kind of go, buddy. You should never buy a potion from a goblin, and I'll touch you and give you bardic inspiration.
Oh,
As you roll that nat 1, I get it
racism.
back.
Wait, so it was just literally a net nothing?
Yeah. So I'm giving you bardic inspiration, but since you rolled a nat 1, if Mercedes allows it, I'll
No,
get that
that's
inspiration
after
back.
the fact. You can't like spend it and get
But I
nothing
still-
back.
You still
Like-
get that bardic inspiration.
Yeah,
you
you
still
just
get
never use your bardic. You just didn't use the bardic inspiration.
that. I used it. I just was a little bit too late. How tragic.
Oh, the tragedy of it all.
God damn it, Chris.
All right. Anything that Unit 231 or Bloomwhistle or Von Lench need before coming back to the wagon?
Bloomwhistle will probably just check over her equipment, make sure her armor is in good shape, check her sword, probably check the rations that she has, make sure that she has enough for the journey, and then head back to meet up with everyone.
Great. Perfect.
And yeah, Unit 231 does not need anything. She tends to travel very lightly.
Perfect. As the sun, it's high noon. As the sun gets high in the sky, you guys are able to walk back to the wagon. You see that it is completely full now. And Atticus kind of gives a chuckle as you walk up, in particular, Aphfi, and he kind of elbows you and says, "Careful. That they water the potions down. They you know, they're trying to make a little more coin. Although they have the price, so you get half the healing. So just be careful. It's not nearly as much as you think it is."
It's just a little something just in case. I don't expect to be hurt as much.
Oh, good. That's always good to not have the expectation of pain. and he will start getting piled in. Aphfi, go ahead and mark that your potion is 1d4 plus 1.
Cool, at least I have half healing.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right. And you guys begin to head your way down the road towards Redstone. You're kind of clip-clopping along. He's got 2 fine horses on the front of his cart, and as they continue, he kind of looks back at your group and goes, "So none of you knew each other before today? Huh. Very
No.
kind of you then to all pile on with me. I hope it'll be worth your time then to be a part of our little journey. Have any of you ever been down to Redstone?"
Oh, I don't think so.
I believe I was constructed there, but as I said, I have no memory of the place.
Very interesting.
Don't know where I've been. Just been a lot of places. I'm sure I've been everywhere, but it's hard to say. You know, living such a long life, everything begins to make a blur or become a blur.
Very interesting.
I have not been there, but since you did mention the Fae, I believe my lady would have had me go there eventually.
Oh, well, it's very good. Your lady has great interest in the Fae.
Very much.
Hmm.
It's quite a project.
Interesting.
Bloomwhistle sort of eyes Aphfi a bit warily. Why would anyone take such an interest in the Fae? I know they're curious creatures, but they're dangerous.
Well, let's just say the fruits of an alliance. And my lady has interest in pursuing how to improve them.
Improve Fae. They're already tricksy and troublesome as they are.
I bolt daggers of I stare daggers through this guy when he says that. And kind of say, there are many types of Fae out there, including us elves. So be mindful.
Oh, you're very correct, of course, but these things, Tikbalang and Wolgeisters and the Displacer Beasts, the Grave Birds.
No doubt the Fae is dangerous, but be careful how you speak of us.
Of course, I meant no ill to either of my elven companions.
Oh, well, no offense taken.
The further you get down the road, you begin to see more thickness to the wood as you march along. There's not really any true danger you seem to find until a couple hours into the ride. Just as Atticus turns back and he goes, "Well, I hope you're all comfortable back there. We're only an hour or so out. I will let you know, of course, that once we arrive, night will have fallen. So I'll put you up on top of your 20 gold. I'll put you up in the taproot for the evening. Give you a night's stay. You can do what you wish with the evening and so forth. But then if you wish to escort me back, I'll probably leave high noon again tomorrow."
Understood.
And this return trip will be also compensated
Of course.
about equally?
Yes, sir. Another 30 gold. 10 for resupplying in town, and then 20 when we arrive back in Blonox. He settles in to keep going, and then something whooshes right past one of the horses, and it neighs and rears up, and it stops suddenly, and he looks around and he goes, "Blast! Bandits, I knew it!" And he kind of ducks down and he tries to move the horses off the road so that they are a little more hidden in some brush. "Well, this is what you were hired for, wasn't it? They're out there. They just shot at one of the horses there," and he points to a tree where there is now an arrow embedded in the side of one of the trees.
Bloomwhistle immediately draws her sword, pops out, and immediately starts moving forward and scanning the area for bandits.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. That's only a +1, but that's fine. Oh, or it's not. That's a 4.
I was gonna say, do you
great.
want to
This is
bardic?
a
But
great
okay.
start.
Yeah, you don't notice anything at all, and as you are standing there, you hear another and as a whistling as another arrow flies out from the wood.
Oh, great. It's
But fortunately for you, that was
boy.
only
Yay, lie.
unfortunately for you, fortunately for you, that was only 5, and so you are easily able to dodge the second arrow that flies out of the wood.
Mercedes, with a passive perception of 17, would I have been able to see where this arrow would have came from?
With a passive perception of 17, let's see here. 1 second. Yes, you can see 2 archers up in trees up at the top of the wood. On the other side of the road from where he has pulled off.
How far would you say they are from me?
I would say they're probably about, give me 1 second. One second. They are... Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14 times 5. 70 feet away.
Okay. Would you allow me to take 10 steps towards them, or 10 feet towards them, and look at them and go, and cast Vicious Mockery on them?
You may, when we begin combat, and then
Sure.
we will roll initiative. But first, we will take a break, as I said at the Owlbear Rodeo.
Roger, Roger.
Roger,
Hooray!
Roger. All right. We will be back in approximately 5 minutes as we get set up for a little combat. Our first combat of the campaign. Woo!
Hopefully I don't roll like shit like earlier.
All right. We'll see you
You
soon.
do, so I can get my Bardics back.
I'm not gonna.
Are we safe to talk freely? Is that a no, don't talk, or no? Okay, I'll stop.
All right, and we return back to our story. We are here at the battle, the great bandit throwdown, as we'll call it. Yeah. I'm gonna wait for. We are missing one initiative before we begin. Currently, the initiative order for those listening at home would be. Well, I'm not going to tell you the initiative of the bad guys, but we have 19 on Lench, and then we have got a 3 on Aphfi. And we are currently waiting for 231, and then we're going to stick at the bottom of initiative right now is Bloomwhistle, who had to step away for a moment. She will be giving the help action.
Can I get a help action on my initiative? Because I really hate that.
No, unfortunately, that's not quite how that works.
Unfortunate. I've already thrown this thing into Dice Jail anyway.
Yeah. What are you gonna do these days, We'll wait.
Okay, now that I actually have dice, I rolled a 14.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Unit. Lunch. This is 231. Cool. Lench, I will go ahead and let you do your action first. Before I did already put the Albert link in there. That Albert John is if you just scroll up.
Ah, I wasn't paying attention, I guess.
It's okay. I gotta let you in, I think. Hold on.
I see a map.
Oh, good. Oh, that means you've been in my Albert before. If you can just enter. Yeah, there you are. Oh, yeah, you've been here for Daggerheart. Great. Yeah, you can see where the if you don't look at the stream, please don't. You cannot see the other enemies currently, but you are able to currently see the two archers there. They're about 20 feet up in the trees. You said you'd like to use Vicious Mockery. That's a save, correct?
Yes, but on our Albert, my Albert, I don't see anything. All I see is the square.
You only see a square.
Yeah, like the square where the map is, and that's it. I don't see any, like, any tokens or anything.
Geoff, can you see them?
Waiting to look at as per your instructions, but I do not see anything
Do not
as a player.
anything on the map. Let me reload quick. Oh, that 100% is a blank map. Why? I just put all this out here. Okay. We'll just throw this all out here again. Doop. Doop. Can you see them now?
I can see the
I see the robot.
I see 231.
They're slowly in. It's not about anything. Alright, how's that? You only see 231 still.
Yeah, so I see this person, this guy, the bag, this, and this.
There should be 4 bandits? Or is there 3? Oh, dang it. There are 2 archers. You may...
Yeah, and I only see the archers, correct?
Yeah, you only see the archers currently. They're about 20 feet up in the trees.
Alright, so you said 20 feet up in the tree?
Yep.
So let's say that I move 10 feet towards them.
Okay.
And that doesn't put them at 60 yet. So I just move up into the range of 60.
Yeah.
Let's say this is 60 feet here,
Okay.
since they're 20 feet up. Would you agree?
That's fine. I'm not
Okay.
worried about hypotenuse.
For sure. I look up and I point at them, and I go, I have seen your death, and there will be no stories for it, as I cast Vicious Mockery on them.
Alright. And it's just the one, right?
Yeah, this guy right down here.
Top or bottom?
Bottom.
Okay.
And that is a Wisdom save against my DC.
He got a 19. Sorry.
I'm half tempted to use Silvery Barbs on him. But nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Gonna save that reaction?
Yeah, I'm gonna save it.
Alright. That will take us to the top of the order, which is actually the archers. Archer 1 is... actually, I'm pretty sure they're both going to shoot at you. In particular.
They don't like my criticism.
Yeah, they're not a big fan of that. So, that is... Boop. Does a...
The answer is yes.
Does a 14 hit you?
Yeah.
Yeah, then both of the Archer A's attacks will hit. And then Archer B... I don't think that a 9 hits you, so neither of those hit you. So you only take the first attack, which is D8 plus 4 times 2. Should organize my dice ahead of time. That's 2 D8s. 11 plus 8 would be 19 damage. 19 piercing damage from their longbow. And they will stay where they are in the trees, but they do some fancy whistling. And then they both use a bonus action to reposition themselves and give themselves a little bit of a better look now that they know where you are. And that will take you back to your turn, Lench. Lench, do you have a bonus action to do?
A bonus action?
Yes. Do you have a bonus action at all?
No. But, I will move back. Say I move 20 feet, I can move 10 feet back to here. And then I guess I could use Bardic, right? Because that's a bonus action.
Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action, yeah.
But I'm not Valor, so it doesn't affect an attack roll, correct?
You can't add it to damage. It can be added to an attack roll, though. Just not to your attack roll.
Yeah.
I don't think you can give your inspiration to yourself. Alright. If that is everything for
Yeah.
you, Lench, that will take us to Unit 231.
You said they were in the trees. In the trees, as in they're covered with the trees, or they're actually up in the tree?
They are 20 feet up in the trees.
Oh, damn. I guess that idea won't work then. Well, I had been planning on calling in some friends. So rather than calling in some wolf friends, Unit 231 would step out from behind the cart, lift her head up, open her mouth, and out will come a very snarl as she casts Conjure Animals to summon 8 panthers.
8 panthers?
Yes, I had been planning wolves, but wolves can't climb.
Alright. They're still gonna look like wolves because that's the icons I have. Ooh.
Yeah, doing anything about that.
They're, can you see your panthers?
And then their initiative is 16 plus 2, so 18.
Their initiative? I'm gonna have them just go with you. They can
Okay,
just go after
it just
your
says
turtle.
it just says they're supposed to have their own. So
I know. That's tedious. Alright.
and then Unit 231 will just say, "Please take care of the bandits. They are attempting to harm us." And of course, everybody who is witnessing this will notice that the panthers have a very spectral aspect to them. Rather than being jet black, they're more of like a misty gray.
Ooh.
Their outlines rather indistinct, transparent almost.
Alright, so are you doing 4 and 4 on each tree?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, we'll just do a little...
And they are disappearing as you place them.
Oh, they did not disappear on my screen. That's very weird.
They are invisible
It
for
might
us.
be a DM setting.
It shouldn't be.
Just select all and unhide, probably.
They're not hidden.
Huh. That's weird then.
Yeah, I can still see them on the stream. I just have them surrounding the
You
trees.
have a different view, though.
Oh, that's true. But, they're not hidden, Geoff. Yeah, they're not hidden.
Anyways.
Nikki, if you'd like, you may... Well, is there anything else that Unit 231 would like to do?
No, she has nothing to do for a bonus action. And just a note, due to being a shepherd druid, they would actually have 6 extra HP over what the stat block says.
How much HP
Just
do they
a
have
note.
now?
It's 16 base. They get an extra 2 per hit die, so they'd be at 19
Okay.
HP each. And with their 40-foot climb speed, they're going to scale and try to take care of the archers.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me the attacks on Archer A.
Okay, so we have a +4 to hit. So first is a 21, a dirty 20,
Hit.
a 9, and a 6.
Okay. Those two won't hit. The first two will.
Alright, so 2d6 plus 4 damage. Crummy damage. 7 damage.
Okay.
And then the other 4, first 2 attacks are both 16. And then, how did I get another 16 and a 10?
Okay. The 3 16s will hit.
5, 1, and 2. 6, 8, plus 6, 4, another 14 damage.
Great.
And that would be it, unless they had managed to move 20 feet in a straight line.
No, because they're climbing. That's not really.
'Kay.
You can't like pounce with a climb, really.
Then that is it.
All right. If that is it, that will take us to the bandits. My banditos. How far can they move is the question. Not far, pretty sure. 30. This guy will dash. This guy will dash.
You cut out for a second.
Okay, good. It wasn't just me.
Yeah, I figured. Okay, +3. All right, they will dash up. The two who use their dash action, they will not attack. The one who didn't have to use his dash action will stab at Aphfi with his
Rude.
scimitar. That would be a 6. I imagine that Aphfi can handle a 6. And that is his turn.
Yeah, Aphfi looks at this guy and is like, "That's really pathetic, you know."
It is Aphfi's turn. Show him just how pathetic he is.
Cool update properly for me, or you might have used the other tool. But I'm assuming this one guy who tried to stab me is right next to me, correct?
Yes, he is right beside you.
Okay. Let's do a little funny here. So, yeah. Aphfi kind of, after being swung at really poorly, Aphfi kind of just stares at this guy and is like, okay. They put their hands together, thumbs and index finger touching as their other hands are spread out, and cast Burning Hands point blank at this guy.
Wow. I will say you will have to turn just a little bit so that you do not get Atticus. He was also standing right there.
Yeah,
but...
I am doing I am not hitting this NPC. I am hitting the one guy in the face with lots of fire.
All right. Is that
Would
a saving
you very
throw?
kindly please make a dex save?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to not make a dex save. I'm gonna ask you to make a charisma save as I use my soulful fate on him.
Oh, that is only a 14 then. It drops down 1.
That fails against my save.
Ooh.
1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5d6. Here we go. Woo-hoo-hoo! That is some neat damage. 6. That will be... This guy is gonna eat 22 fire damage.
He's dead. He's double dead. You killed him immediately. Just gone.
I also did 5 psychic damage with that bardic inspiration.
It was not needed!
Oh, you're dead!
The wrong crew.
Yeah, this bandit, very strong smell of sulfur.
Yeah, he's just
smoldering
gone.
ashes in his corpse.
Yeah, there's just a pile of ash there. And the fire from your burning hands is instead of the normal like orange and yellow flame, it's wreathed in red and blood red and green as well, and just incinerates this man.
So before he dies, he does have to if he's able to speak, he has to utter darkly poetic final words. If he's able to speak.
He's not. He's ash. You guys double did his health numbers. He's just gone. Just instant cremation. Atticus is aghast, staring at Aphfi. What?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this too. Because I straight up double dead this guy, that's a hostile reduced to 0 HP, so I am gonna... Aphfi is suddenly, well, technically 2 parts to this. Aphfi is wreathed in basically just blazing hot hellfire, and they're gonna get temp HP from Dark One's Blessing, as well as being able to deal fire damage to melee attackers because they cast a spell.
Huh.
Yeah, try and stab me. See what happens.
That's hot. That's a hot way to live.
That's hot. It is Bloomwhistle's turn. If you have nothing else to do, Aphfi.
Let me think. I think I should probably move up a bit.
Yeah, go on. You can go ahead and move.
Let's see. 1, 2. Let's go 1, 2. I'll move 4 squares over here to kind of separate myself from the group. But yeah, that's my turn after power word burn. Let's call it that.
All right. Bloomwhistle will give the help action to Aphfi, actually, with her. She rolled a d4, and Aphfi's at the bottom. So, yeah, that would be
Cool.
That would be it. That takes us back to the top of the order. It's the archers. The archers who cannot. Yes, Lench?
Is Atticus gonna go?
No.
Okay.
No.
Wow, what a pathetic NPC I'm getting.
What a great old soldier.
He's got to protect the horses.
He's too shocked that I literally just spelt hellfire out.
Yeah, he's a little concerned.
I'll give the guy a break for that.
If something happens to the horses, I can replace them.
Oh, really?
I have more level 3 spell slots.
They only get to make 1 attack with their short swords. And they cannot shoot. They're at disadvantage to shoot, so they're going to go ahead and each make one attack at a panther. That would be a 22 to hit one of your panthers. I have them numbered on here. Let me. Yeah, to hit at.
They have an AC of 12,
To
so like
hit.
they're gonna get hit.
Yeah, to hit panther. 2. And then the other one will strike at panther 4. Yeah, that's gonna hit 2. So they will just quickly do their damage. Wow! Great way to go, archers! That would be 5 total damage to that one, and to Panther 2, and that would be 8 damage to Panther... What did I say, 4 for that bottom one? Yeah, 4.
I'm not sure. Is there something on Owlbear that keep track of their health, or do I need to open like a different tab?
No, you should be writing this down. They are your panthers.
Okay, just checking.
Yep. If you're gonna summon crazy things, you are in charge of their health.
Main issue is my computer not wanting to cooperate.
Oh, I write things down physically, so fair.
So which ones did you say got hit?
Panther 2 took 5 damage. Panther 4 took 8 damage.
Okay.
Alright. So that's the archers. They don't get to shoot their turn, unfortunately. Lench, it is back to you.
Alright. So on my screen, I still see the bandit up here, and over here.
So there is one right above
Right here.
Unit 231. There is one that is
Oh shoot! Did I just walk into a bandit's range?
in like the middle of the road down at the bottom, and then there is one that I can't see when you guys move them. So I think it's because
We're
the
not
owlbear
moving.
is currently connected to the stream.
I'm gonna reload just in case to see if I get an
I
update.
thought that was it too, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
Where did
I don't know.
what direction did you want to move, Aphfi?
I mean, I kind of just wanted to at least like move out of the group and kind of. It technically doesn't matter where I go because Eldritch Flasco Burr is 120.
So you want to go south? If you want to go away
Yeah,
from
I just
the
wanted to
group,
go south. Like I think my spot is fine.
Okay. You didn't move at
Yeah,
all
just not within
on my
direct
screen.
immediate danger of
On my
a-
screen, you didn't move at all. So I need to move you. That's why
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's okay.
I've got that should be enough movement anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a bandit kind of in the middle of the road down at the bottom, and then there are the 2 archers up in the trees, Lench. And then the one right next to Unit 31 and the cart.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off with taking a couple steps away. Can you see our little dots? Or no?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh great.
So I'm gonna walk 15 feet west
Okay.
and 5 feet down south. So it's gonna be what, like 15 feet away? But I want to and I'm going to say just as your friend burned to crisp. You will never be able to speak again. And cast Vicious Mockery. Wisdom save.
On which one?
Bandit closest to our druid friend.
Okay. Bandits. That is a nat 20.
Okay, so I have something for that.
Yeah.
I'd say do it.
Well, I'm trying to see where it is. It's like, at 6th level, when a creature scores a critical hit against an ally. Nah. Fuck it, Bardic. Or not Bardic,
Silver bar.
Silver Barb's that, yeah.
Okay. That would be 13 flat.
Okay. So I insulted them. They take 1d4 psychic damage.
I insult.
2d4 because 5th level cantrips.
True. 2d4.
So that's a 3 plus a 4, that's 7. They take 7 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Okay. Blood kind of pours out his ears and his nose, and he what? As he is bloodied from the psychic damage of you insulting him.
Yep, being ugly. And that, and then I will give one of my bardic inspirations to our druid friend.
Awesome. Unit 231, you feel inspired, and it is your turn.
Yay! So, yeah, she's not exactly a fighter. So, I will just cast... You know, I'm going to cast Heat Metal on weapon of the bandit that's closest to me.
Is that concentration?
Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. I'm not going to cast that. I will instead use Infestation.
Cool.
They have to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 16?
That's 6.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So that would be 2d6
On that
poison damage, and they
Closest to
move
you?
5 feet. Yes,
Okay.
and they move 5 feet in a random direction.
one. Okay, go ahead.
So
and just
first
roll
the damage.
First. Yeah.
That's 6.
You can stop. He dead.
Oh, okay.
Bugs swarm around him, attracted to the blood dripping from his face, and he just screams as he's like mauled by these bugs on his face and just writhes around on the ground, and then yeah, the poison makes him come to a stop.
Okay, and then gonna move away from bandits.
Yeah, so there's none around you currently, actually. You are pretty far from all of them.
Okay. Okay, just stay as far as possible from the bandits then.
Yeah, and then it is Panther's turn.
Okay, and they're gonna keep trying to eat the guys up in the trees. So, bandits 1 and 2. I got a 15 and a 5 plus. I already forgot what the plus is. So a 19 and a 9. And then an 18 and a 17.
Okay, all
So I assume that's
3 hit.
alright, so let's see, 9. Oof. 15 plus 6, 21.
That bandit cries out and he's kicking at the panthers, but he's having a bad time, actually. Just really having a bad time with these panthers.
And then the other 4, we've got a 15, a dirty, a 17, and a nat 1.
Okay, so 2 out of 4.
5 plus 4, 9 more damage.
I know math. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. The archer, again, just crying out in pain. The final bandit down there at the bottom of the road, he has determined after the deaths of his 2 companions that this is not worth it. And he runs.
Try and run.
Oh yeah, he's off the map.
Damn it, he's off the map.
Yeah, he went off the map. He went off the map. Yeah, he runs. Aphfi.
I'm assuming this is not what you intend me to do, but is that bandit who ran off still within 120?
Yeah, he only got 60 away, so he's about 90 from you, so 2 beams of Eldritch Blast, I presume.
Pew pew go burr.
Yep.
And so the first one has advantage because of
Bloomwhistle.
Bloomwhistle, yeah. Okay, so let's roll that one. Let's roll the advantage one first. Okay, that's a 16 on die, plus 8.
That hits? Oh my gosh.
Yes, I have a plus 8. And this one is a... Ooh, okay, that is actually less. I can do quick maths. 14.
Okay, yeah, they both hit.
Cool. Okay, I was about to say I put away my d10s. Let's see how much damage this guy takes. I don't like my dice. Anyways, that will be a 13 damage.
He dies instantly.
Thank
The
you.
blast just concusses back, and just that one hits at the base of his neck, and he's already falling, and then that second one hits, and just you hear the snap, and just he falls over.
Yeah, Aphfi kind of gives off a little chuckle, and then approaches the archers, I guess, because they're the only ones left. And the hellfire around them kind of flares up again. Not that it technically does anything, because I didn't take any temp HP damage. But that technically refreshes. And I don't have any other bonus actions, so that's it.
Okay. That takes us to Bloomwhistle. Bloomwhistle will give hers to Unit 231. So you have the help action next turn, 231. You can perform an action with advantage.
Whoa.
Back at the top of the turn, the archers also are going to try to abandon the cause. One of them, I know that they will take 4 attacks of opportunity, Nikki. Give me one moment. They are going to attempt to grapple onto further trees and zip away, but they first have to make a dex, a grappling hook check. I think that makes it. It's a 15 DC. Yeah, that acrobat, yeah. He makes that, and then the other one... that's the same exact roll. Perfect. They both grappling hook to a further tree. They're going to attempt to swing away. As they swing away, though, each of your panthers will get an attack of opportunity.
Panther number 2 got a nat 20.
I love that for Panther number 2.
16 and 11. Okay, so Panther number 2 is the only hit.
16 is a hit.
Oh, okay. So Panther number 2 is not the only one that hit. So Panther number 2 dealt 9 damage. And Panther number 4, 4 damage.
Okay.
And then the other group of 4. That was another nat 20. And a 19 plus 4. And a nat 1. And an 18.
Okay, so 3 hit. Plus your nat 20.
One was a crit.
Yep.
So, roll 46 plus 6.
Yep.
That's 6. Another 7, so 13. Plus 6, so that would be another 19 damage.
Okay.
Did the archers make it away?
They did. They had a lot of health. But
Those
they are
bastards.
both bloodied as they swing off back into the trees, and they manage to get away from your cause. And you are left there with 8 panthers and 2 dead bandits. And Atticus looks at the group and he says, "Well, seems I hired on the right people. My, that was quite an impressive performance there. I still feel a little sick after watching you burn that first guy to death, though. Please, don't ever do that in my presence again, unless my life is in danger. Aphfi."
Wasn't your life in danger?
It was!
Just now.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just, in the future, if it's not, don't do that.
Hmm. Right on. I look for some form of thing that this guy up above unit 231. I want to more or less I'm looting the body.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d12 for me.
A D12.
Yep.
Do I have one of those? 11.
Oh, you got an 11? I'm sorry, I thought I didn't even...
Yeah.
You find a fine leather pouch on this man's side. And inside you find 70 gold worth of shiny gems.
Ah, damn it! I burned loot.
Yeah, but there's the other guy that you Eldritch Blast.
Oh, yeah,
I did
you
snipe
did.
that other guy.
Yeah, if you want to head down there and loot that one.
Yes, please.
And then, Nikki, I will let you go and see if the archers dropped anything.
What is
Go
it?
ahead, D12.
D12. I have
Me as
not
well?
rolled a D12 in
Yep.
so long.
A 1.
A 1. You find that the archers have dropped a red bandana.
I got a 2.
Ooh, pretty.
You find a steel lock,
Interesting.
but there's no key.
It's just a lock.
Just a lock.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm going to do with this, but okay.
So we're
yeah.
we're on a cart, right? This guy has horses pulling a cart.
Yes, it's full of trinkets, coin, fine paper, like good parchment, very good parchment, and beautiful fabrics. You think he must have gotten those in Sneerwell, not in the Goblin Town.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say I was gonna ritual cast detect magic on that lock.
Yeah.
As we're kind of like continuing the rest of the way, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
I mean, Aphfi, if Aphfi doesn't mind.
Aphfi.
Aphfi.
There's no L.
Aphfi. This so close to alfalfa.
Yeah, yeah, Aphfi kind of just is holding this lock and is like basic look over, doesn't really seem interesting, but as kind of Lurch brings up the idea of was it you said identify or detect magic? Detect magic.
Detect magic.
They're like they kind of shrug and is like and just like hold it out in front. Yeah, go ahead. I don't think there's anything interesting about this, but you can try.
Yeah, I mean it's as long as I can just ritual cast, it should be fine because it won't take nothing but time.
No, that's fair.
I do believe that is a 10-minute ritual.
Yeah, as you are riding along. Now, detect magic, it just tells you like what kind of magic would be on it, right?
I believe it's schools of magic.
I can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. If you sense the magic this way, I can use my action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn the school of magic, if any.
Okay. The item is magical, but you do not know the school of magic. There's not a school of magic for it.
Be careful with that. I'm not sure what's magical about it, but it is not mundane.
Oh, so it is magical. That's
It's
interesting.
It's more than what you thought it was.
And
by the way, when he casts that detect magic, his hair dissipates as he drops the concentration on minor illusion. So you actually see him kind of go bald. And then after he sees that, he just immediately drops concentration, detect magic, and starts concentrating on magical illusion again, or minor illusion. His hair again.
Technically doesn't have concentration, but sure.
I like the flavor, okay?
Hey, that's you do you.
All
right.
You it's another hour or two, like he said, of riding along in this wagon, and then as you settle in, you find yourselves coming across a big stone plaque on the side of a stone wall that says Redstone. and you find your
Is it
stone.
red?
Dang.
The
I was gonna say
stones
that.
do have like a coppery, like it's that kind of, what is that earthenware called? Ooh, I should know. It's like what potted plants, like the pots. It's that
Ceramic?
orange
Terracotta.
terracotta. Thank you. It's like that terracotta color. But there's also some. You can see that there are some of the buildings as you begin to ride into town have like slats of wood that seem to have this very deep red stain to them. But when you see like the side cuts, you can see that it's not just some kind of external stain. It goes all the way through almost all of the wood. And just at the very center, it seems to be whatever the original color of the tree was. Like it was very young when it started getting dyed.
Interesting.
As you arrive, there are several buildings in town that you can see. Atticus's cart starts to make its way specifically towards a mercantile called Stonefist Supplies. To the side of that, to the west, you can see that there is a tavern called Taproot. It looks like a decent, nice establishment, and it has an inn at the top of it. You believe this is the building that you recall. This is the building that Atticus said he would be putting you up in for the evening. You also notice. Actually, can you make me a history check? Lunch.
History check. Sure. I can do that, certainly. I don't like that. It's only a +1. I got 12.
Yeah, you're vaguely familiar that you have been here before. And even as you like recall and remember being here in Redstone, you remember it though being a lot more bustling. It was quite the trade town. It's in this beautiful little part of this quiet valley. It's one of the largest settlements actually down in this part of the valley. And you could remember probably a few thousand people being in this area. It's a really, bustling place that has lots of vegetation around it. There's a few farms around here, and it's right at the edge of like a wood that has lots of different kind of provisions deep within it. Now is a very different story. As you look around, there are roots of the trees at the other edge of town growing into the walls of the taproot. There are several buildings that are just completely covered with ivy, but not like they've been left there. It looks like even recent structure, and like there's still people living inside. It's just the outside has been completely consumed. The most southern end of this town is just completely covered over in an encroaching woods, like it's being overgrown, and there's nothing the people inside are doing about it. And you think maybe perhaps there's nothing they can do.
So, this place is like any other living being. It eventually comes to an end and dies. As he says that to Mr. Bell.
Atticus kind of gives a, yeah, It's been disappointing. There was this great lord, the count. He came in, I don't know, heir to some nobility's estate, and he had great plans. He settled here and really made it into what it is now. He brought forth the dream of clearing the Bloodwood enough to get to Faithwaite on the other side of the Bloodwood. People have been trying to do that for thousands of years, since Pixie Nixings even, but it's impossible. The Fae won't allow it. But he was the most likely.
I take it this place is a hot spot for Fae that they were trying to get to.
The wood belonged to the Fae. They say it even belongs to the Queen of the Seelie herself.
So now it's kind of like a retribution for these Fae to protect their home because somebody came and tried to destroy it. And
Yeah.
now here they are trying to snuff out the infestation here.
But they don't know what's changed. That's the issue. Vasco, the Lord, has gone missing. And with him gone, suddenly these Fae are moving in. But the people here have lives. I mean, a few thousand dwindled down to 1,000. And they're not all dead. Most of them have just moved from here. Are ready to move past this. Ready to give it up.
Understandable.
Well, we have reached here. I will go ahead and go in and make good with Driska. Miss Stonefist is kind, and I'm sure she has some essentials in her store if you need anything. I'm not sure if any of you took any hefty damage from the fight. She likely has some healing, or that of sorts. You can speak with her. Then, of course, like I said before, you are the bloody taproot over there. I'll set up some rooms for us as soon as I finish with Driska. You can go ahead and head that way if you'd like to get a drink in the meantime.
I would like to go visit this, the supply place.
Yes, you may come along then. And he will dismount from the carriage and tie up the horses out front of the Stonefist supplies. Aphfi and Unit 231, what are your thoughts as you venture into town?
Well, since, this is kind of a Fae hotspot, and how this Bloodwood stuff is supposedly some super ancient Fae related whatnot, Aphfi would head to the Taproot Tavern and try to find a discreet spot and have a little chat with their patron.
Yeah. You go ahead and make a hide roll for me, I suppose. Not hide roll. You can make a stealth roll.
This ain't Candela.
I know.
I gotta remember I have actual guidance. I have not been rolling that, but anyways.
You don't, because it only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes.
Guidance?
No,
you have guidance.
I have guidance. I have the guidance cantrip from Active Tome. I just haven't been using it because I forgot I had it. But anyways, rolling, you said stealth. That's +2. Ooh, okay, that's actually not bad. That's an 18.
Yeah, you were able to find yourself in a quiet and closed off enough corner that nobody is paying attention to you there. And you can have a chat with your patron in a moment. Unit 231.
Well, she wouldn't really have too much interest with the town itself. The travels have brought her to a new area, so she's going to wander off to the outskirts of the town and just see what little critters would be roaming around.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and give me a perception check.
9.
9. She can see like the flits of very small lights kind of moving back and forth very quickly, likely pixies, fairies, the like. There's the faint kind of orb looking, the little orb every once in a while of maybe a will-o'-the-wisp kind of floating back and forth, but they kind of move away as the larger creature, the Unit 231 kind of comes closer to that edge there. Amongst it, though, giving a little bit of a closer look, you see a very small, not quite tiny, but definitely small creature that it looks like it's like a little humanoid, maybe small, just a hair smaller than a gnome. That has a little mask on, and it's got a little bow in its hand made out of like a piece of antler that's been carved. And you kind of just see it peeking around a tree.
Well, hello there, small creature, she says as she just, slowly sits down on the ground, not making any movements towards it, just watching it, head cocking to the side a little bit in curiosity.
It kind of whispers ever slightly so much, and just like, and if you'd like, you can make a perception check to see if you can hear what it's trying to say to you.
That would be a 22.
A 22?
And she can speak Sylvan.
It is speaking in Sylvan. Good person, good thought. Good first thoughts. It speaks in Sylvan, and you can hear it ever so faintly saying, "If you are a friend, you should be gone from this place."
All I caught there was if you are.
Oh, if you are a friend, you should be gone from this place.
And why is that?
This is not a home for you. This is a home for us.
But this has been my home, she says, gesturing towards the woods, for many, many years. Maybe not these woods exactly, but the woods.
You watch as it watches you carefully and then takes a few steps back and then knocks on a tree. And you watch after it knocks on the tree as a squirrel shimmies down and sits just beside it. and it like carefully, still watching you completely, that mask, full circle mask, watching you with an almost vacant but owl-like expression as it gets on a very small saddle on the back of this squirrel, and then they're off into the trees.
So right before it darts off, she would have been reaching up towards the brambles that are growing out of her head and plucking one of the berries to try to offer to the squirrel. But before she can, it's off. And then, just like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, you'd hear squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeaking.
You can see a couple more movements in the trees of these creatures shimming off, following after their leader back into the trees.
That is not foreboding at all.
Meanwhile, back at the tavern, Aphfi, you settle into your corner, and how do you speak or call upon your patron, your lady?
Well, in the back of their tome, there's kind of like it's like a secret fold, in there that can open up, and it's basically kind of like a not a sigil, kind of like a small infernal sigil.
Hmm.
They kind of like prick their finger and drop some blood on into the center of it, and then that kind of allows them to make a connection, a small minor connection. I'm imagining kind of like a Zoom waiting room style, before before Filani decides to accept, because they're gonna be respectful.
Yeah, you do wait a little while. She's busy. She's got so many things to do. She's
Of course.
always on the verge of something great. And Filani then connects with your mind, and you immediately feel like just a heat rise up your spine and just sit ever so carefully at the base of your skull, almost like she's like holding it. And there's always this tension of at what point could she just squeeze or light you aflame, or when will her work for you be finished? And as she kind of sits there at the base of your skull, you just kind of hear this like thrum in your ears of her voice. Yes.
I've seemed to have found an interesting place alongst this uh, originally brief resupply run. It seems that there's a fairy village of sorts that has been here for quite a long time, since the pixie nixings, according to the one merchant I was escorting. I've also noticed quite a lot of wood here that's dyed in a very peculiar way, and it gives off quite the Fae. It gives off quite a feeling of Fae. I think it may be wise to investigate this place further for your project, of course.
South of Sneerwell.
Yes, I'm currently at a place called Redwood. It used to apparently be some wondrous trading hub, but now it seems to have been slowly encroached on by this Bloodwood.
Well then, would seem a good place to indeed collect what I am requiring. I don't see any reason why you can't fulfill your duty. It has been quite a while since you have sent the required offering, so I hope that you will make good due on what is owed.
I will not waste this opportunity, my lady.
Good. I expect within the next day to receive something then.
Very well.
And then that feeling cools on the back of your neck and you are, I would say, a little more at ease, relieved, as her presence kind of diminishes from you.
Yeah, Aphfi, Aphfi definitely, made this pact willingly, but Falani's powerful, so incurring her wrath is very, very much dangerous.
Agreed.
And yes, I have been overdue with said offerings, unfortunately.
As you enter Lench with Atticus, you are greeted by the store's owner of Stonefist, Driska. She is a dwarf indeed, and she has this voluminous red hair, and she's wearing all kinds of cloth all over, kind of just pulled up. She's got many layers kind of all over. And she comes in, and she looks over to you as you both come in and goes, about time you come in. I thought you were a little late, to be honest. And you brought company with you. That's unlike you, Atticus. Usually you're fine all on your own. And Atticus just gruffs. Well, the roads aren't what they used to be. And I just needed a little help to make sure that everything would go fine. All right, just you better keep yourself fine. Don't get hurt these days. Things are dangerous more. You're right. She looks over at you, Lench, and goes, "Oh, you're a tall fella, aren't you? I don't just say that to everyone."
Yeah. Just trying to make sure this guy gets here.
Huh.
He promised us some gold, but I was hoping that perhaps he could be helpful in a different way.
And, Atticus looks over at you and, "Oh, yes, of course, I'm sorry. We have arrived in town. Here's your 20 gold, and I will be sure to get to the others as well as soon as I was going to meet them when we got the room set up. I assure you I'm not trying to short anyone."
That's very thoughtful, but I was more hoping that since you are very well acquainted with our fine young beautiful redheaded dwarven mistress here, that you could maybe put in a good word for some a little bit of armor that I'm looking for.
Oh, if you're looking for armor, I of course will. Yeah, I can assist with you. What are you looking for in particular?
A little bit of studded leather. And he kind of opens up his sport jacket a little bit and to show a little bit of leather armor that's um underneath of what his outer wear is. This stuff is not quite what I'm looking for. I'm looking for studded leather per se.
Oh, studded leather. Now, do you, if you'd like, I do have a friend who, if you give it a day, he could just stud your leather there. Or, if you'd prefer, we can do the trade-in with that leather if you're not attached. But my studded leather runs about 45.
Can I use persuasion to maybe chalk that down a little bit since I helped this since I helped her supplier?
Yeah. Go ahead and
Cool.
give me a persuasion check.
That is a 26. I rolled an 18. I have a +8 on persuasion.
Yeah. What do you say to her?
We also hope
I-
for that one.
I was hoping that maybe the services that I provided, your supplier here, would be a little bit helpful for a gracious discount on that studded leather. Not looking for much, just anything at all.
Well, oh, I'll consider it for a moment, and I'm gonna roll a d20, and whatever pops up on here is what the discount is.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I rolled a 2. She looks over and goes, I can bring it down to 40. If you trade in your current leathers, I could bring it down to 30.
Sounds like a splendid deal. I thank you.
Of course. Are you trading in your current leathers and giving her 30, or are you going to give her the 40 gold?
The 30.
Okay.
I just literally all the gold that the Mr. Bell has given me. I
Is all you
literally
have?
No, I have with
Okay.
that total of 53 gold.
Oh, okay.
So I go, this is the pouch that Mr. Bell has given me. So you can just take it here. And I thank you. Do you have perchance an area I can disrobe?
Oh, yes. I just well, you suppose if you go over there to the area where we have the curtains and the different kinds of cloth, I'll just tell anybody not to go over in that area.
I thank you. And he goes over there and changes.
Yeah. She
Alright.
does her business, um, paying Atticus for what he's brought, and squaring things up, and then she claps her hands, and you see two smaller red-headed dwarven young men come out, and they start to go to unload the cart.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I would do personally after I get changed and get the armor. I go, thank you for your hospitality, madam. I must be going to the tavern to see if I can find any good story to tell, or any inspiration to write down and journal down everything that has happened along the road, especially the bandits that we dispatched pretty quickly.
If you want good stories to tell, and you like stories about bandits, you should look for Vika. She will be in the tavern, almost certainly. And Atticus gives kind of a sneer. Ugh, Vika.
What does Vika look like, may I ask?
She's a tall elven woman, blonde, usually in a purple coat. She'll look like she's wearing rich clothes at first, but then if you give her a closer look, you can tell that it's all been kind of sewn together from parts of rich people's clothes.
Well, thank you again. And he starts to make his way out.
You're so welcome. And she will wave, and you watch as her sons continue to unload the cart. But while they're doing so, Atticus will walk with you over towards the tavern. And as Atticus walks with you, he kind of just, if you do go talking to Vika, just be careful. She used to be a bandit, so not exactly the most trustworthy.
I'm sure I can make a connection with another elf if you understand.
Oh.
I don't mean to press upon the bandit piece of it. I'm more so just looking for the stories. Like to be able to perform well, and a tavern is also pretty good for me to make that extra coin as well. What you have provided me today is more than just the studded leather. It's the stories of those 3 bandits that died on the road, and the very strong will of the I don't remember their name, the hooded figure with the wings. They did very well, and then the robot. I'm not the best with names.
Oh, you mean Aphfi? And I believe the robot said she was 312 or 123 or some of that sort. I know the numbers had 1 and 2 and 3 in them. That's about it. As he arrives at the tavern, you see them walk in, Aphfi. And as you see them walk in, you also take note of there's quite a few people. There's about 10, 12 people currently here in the tavern. There is an elf with long dark hair behind the bar, currently serving. There is a light gray earth genasi with markings, kind of stripes along him, sitting at one table by himself. He's got a bandana kind of over one eye, and he is diligently writing, very thorough notation of whatever he's doing. And then there is also a woman over in a far corner. It seems she is trying to pull the same trick as you and just kind of remain unnoticed, although you have seen her, and she is a blonde elf woman, dark clothes.
Well,
Oh, actually,
I'll
if you
head over-
excuse me, Geoff, for a moment. Actually, we spoke with you, spoke with Ed. We'll circle back around Unit 231. Where are you as everybody else is heading towards the tavern?
I should probably unmute myself. She had just sat there at the outskirts of town, tossing the odd good berry to little woodland critters as they came by. But after a while, she would assume it's time to reconvene with the others. And if nothing else interesting had come out of the woodwork, she would just be returning to the inn. Tavern, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's both, so all good on all fronts. Yeah.
6 of one, half dozen the other.
As you walk in, you are walking in just behind Von Lench and Atticus, Mr. Bell, as they walk in, and same. You might not notice Aphfi in the corner as they're very well hidden, but you also wouldn't quite notice the woman. The Earth Genasi is not hiding in any way, though. He's very diligently working and not really minding anyone else.
Well, she would approach one of the other party members, whichever one is the most obvious and receptive to conversations, so probably the totally not bald bard.
Yeah. Yeah, you walk in just behind Lench, and so he's right in front of you as you enter.
So, I don't think the Fae like this place.
I mean, seeing how you came to me, correct? Okay. Seeing how this place has cut and carved through their home, I understand why they would not.
Well,
What makes you say that?
because there was a little creature with a mask who said friends should not linger here, or something along those lines.
And this mask, what does it look like?
It was a fairly plain mask with 2 eye holes, and that was about it. The creature was humanoid, tiny. Well, not quite tiny, but quite small. Would have had to look up to meet a gnome's eye.
Can I make a history check to see if I recognize what this creature may be?
Make a nature check.
Nature?
Yeah,
No.
I probably should. Could I have done the same to see if I knew what that even was?
Yeah.
13.
13. You have not heard of this creature.
Oof, I don't think I'm going to either. That's a 5 on the die. And my nature is only +2, so a 7.
Nope.
But I'm going to give myself guidance. For a 10.
Unfortunately, no. You can tell it's some kind of spirit, some kind of maybe a sprite of some kind, but it's not anything you would recognize.
It also rode a squirrel, which was quite interesting.
A squirrel.
The creatures that you were feeding earlier, they would have been squirrels, maybe some possum, and raccoons.
Possums.
Yeah, but like the cute possums from Australia. Not quite the...
All possums are cute.
Okay.
Don't you diss possums. Show some respect to the only North American marsupial.
Okay.
Possums eat ticks and stuff. They're great.
Exactly.
They do. Okay, okay. Okay.
But yeah, there's also quite the possum population here. Very adorable creatures. One of my favorites.
Lench kind of like looks at you at that moment and kind of just goes, "Okay." Head kind of shrugs and walks off to the bar.
She just shrugs and takes a seat and silently watches the other patrons. Those glowing eyes just staring at anybody with an interesting color, or maybe a nice set of furs on, or even nice jewelry. Totally not creepily staring, watching, listening, taking it all in.
As you stare around, I guess you would notice, if you're looking for shiny things, you might take a most firm look at... That's not the right person. Uh-oh. Am I missing an NPC?
Oh no, not a missing. As long as it's not Boblin the Goblin that's missing.
Boblin the Goblin? Where is she? You would notice the fur-lined coat of a woman sitting over in a dark corner on her own. She also has some jewelry on, but it's not exactly like tastefully... You don't notice that it quite matches the rest of what she's wearing or anything. It's just kind of put together. She's kind of just standing there. Not standing. She's kind of just sitting there, heavy into her drink, enjoying it, having a good time, kind of chuckling to herself a little, even like. Yeah. As you approach the bar, Mr. Lench, you notice a paler elf, not quite astral elf pale, but a paler elf with long, dark hair that seems to fade almost into a gray blue, who seems almost a little too refined for this place. He is sipping on his own kind of glass of wine and looks over at you as you approach and... Can I help you?
And this is the Vika talking to me, or I assume is Vika.
No, this is an elf. This is a man, the bartender, the owner of the bar.
Okay. I'm just passing through town. looking for just inspiration for stories, and potentially to perform a little bit of spoken word or poetry, if you will. Uh, do you know of any good places of any um or do you know of any places that we can talk to somebody I can get a decent story from for um my journal here, my memoir?
I suppose I could tell you quite a few stories. Who better than the man who runs the bar? I hear all the rumors about town well as all the tales. Though there are less and less these days, considering the whole ordeal with these Fae. I know we are kin in some way, but seems bygones should have been bygones if we hadn't attempted to make peace with these Fae so that we could move across the valley. I think it would have all been fine, to be honest with you.
And why was everybody trying to move across this valley?
Oh, well, the valley itself is plentiful, and our partners on the other side, and Faithwait. I mean, why wouldn't we want to be close to them? It would be so good to have a direct connection right across the valley. We could have a wonderful little connection there, but instead, you must go up the mountain and around. Can't go
And
through the forest unless you be Fey lost or never to be seen again.
and whose idea was it to disturb the Fae?
Many have come and gone with this idea to come in, see the Fae, see if they will move aside for us, and let us cross through. And none were ever successful until Lord Vasco.
I must say, this doesn't seem so successful. It seems a very tragic end to a very optimistic goal.
Oh, but he was on the path. He built an estate right there at the edge, a temple to Joaquin. He Those things should have been considered declarations of war against the Fae there, right at the edge. And yet, nothing happened. No retaliation of any kind at that time. At the very least, until he disappeared a couple months ago.
So this culling of the population here, as of it's more recent?
Yes, within the last year even.
What has changed?
Him? He was what was holding it together, it seems. As he's gone, suddenly the Fae feel they can move in.
And what's so special about this guy that was keeping the Fae out?
I don't know. I wish I knew. We tried our best to get to know him, and other than him coming to rally us against the Fae, trying to push in, seems he kept to himself mostly. He would hire some hands every once in a while to help him move in and pave the road into the Bloodwood, but they rarely were seen again either. Many believe they were paid very handsomely for their help and moved on to bigger and better things.
And as all stories do, his story came to an end.
No one knows. It simply came to a stop. You know what's interesting though? The trees only started to bleed after he arrived.
What does this remind me what his name was?
Vasco.
The Vasquez was the
Oh, you
was the
mean
guy that went
this
missing.
guy? The
Vasquez is the guy that went missing.
yes, Lord Vasco.
Missing Lord.
Uh-huh.
And then the bartender's name.
You did not ask.
Okay. I'm not going to.
It's even funnier
Not-
with your PNG. Like, I'm not going to.
So where his estate or his mansion is still on the outskirts of this town in the edge of the forest, the Bloodwood.
It is. Yes.
When was the last time anyone paid him a visit? Knocked on the door and asked him if he's okay?
His mansion was one of the first places overtaken. It'd be quite a trek to get into there. Perhaps an adventurer like you ought to press in.
I am no fool. I do not wish to upset the Fae.
You know, if he is gone, though, quite a bit of gold and many rare artifacts would remain unkempt in that mansion. What would the Fae would do with those?
Yes. But at what cost? I could lose my life at that. And I don't think my time has come yet. The end of my story is not now.
But it will come one day.
For sure.
One day, my kin.
It will.
And then he'll,
But I am in no
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
to end it. But I am in no rush to end it.
He will wave you off and then continue down the bar to help someone else with a drink. Aphfi, or Unit 231, is there anything else you would like to do this evening?
I was really gonna go and say hello to the bartender, but Lench is there now, so maybe not. You said there is the Earth Genasi and then the one lady who's in the corner.
Yes.
Well, I feel like being a little nosy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna head over and I guess I'm gonna stop by the bartender first and grab like just 2 drinks. I don't know, like maybe house ale or something, or like a glass of wine if there is any, and then take a glass, one for myself, and then sit down across the lady and kind of just put the 2 glasses in front.
as you
and
make
kind
your
of just sits there.
as you sit down across from her, an already pretty sloshed woman kind of leans forward towards you and goes, "Huh, is that for me? You are such a kind man. Look at what... Oh, no, wings. Asthma? Is that right? Angel people, I think."
Yes, yes. I am one of the angel people, as you said, but I'm not entirely associated with them anymore.
Hmm. Oh, not associated with people. That's very interesting. And who are you associated with then these days?
Let's just say someone who's drawn interest in this surrounding Fae situation.
Oh, you mean how they're moving in since Vasco disappeared? Interesting, interesting.
Just a short little stop by, but seems interesting enough to investigate.
Hmm. She, uh, she looks over and give me a investigation check on her quick, would you please?
Cool, that's a straight roll technically. Ooh, okay. That's a 19.
Oh, great. As you are looking her over, as she's kind of, kind of wavering a little, but she reaches over and does take the drink that you brought her, you notice that as she reaches over, there is quite a dark spot over, like, her rib cage and over, like, reaching towards, like, her stomach. It seems she is soaked in quite a bit of blood, and you can almost see like the tears in the fabric that she's wearing. But she kind of sits back up after taking the drink, and you can see she's pressing her elbow into that injury. Um, she uh, she will look at you and say, "Oh, don't get any ideas. I'm not that type of lady, but I do enjoy a good drink."
Mm. Would you like a bit of help with that, or
How about what? Getting more drinks? I always take help with that.
I meant your wounds, but that can work too.
Hmm. I will take help with the wounds, but I will not be going back out to that forest. I got some of what I wanted, and that's enough for me.
Aphfi's gonna kind of draw back their sleeve. There's a couple of like scars on their arm, but nothing too major. And then with kind of like just slowly moves their hand towards Vika's wound and does healing hands.
She, healing hands. You mean
As an Asmar.
healing healing hands. That's right. I know that one.
Yeah, and that would
yeah.
be 8 health, if that matters at all.
It doesn't, but healing her does make her a little more endeared to you. She kind of sits up a little bit more, and she stretches her arm up over on that side of the injury, feeling where, she has the mended skin now. Goes, oh, it's quite a bit better. Well then, I am in need of a little more of a favor, if you have time.
I don't think I'll be doing anything for the time being, so what do you need?
I happen to be in possession of one of the keys that is needed to get into Lord Vasco's vault. Unfortunately, there are quite a few keys. If someone were to say, be so kind, and fetch me the other 3 keys, I would split what's inside the vault 50-50 with them.
Interesting. Well, do you know the locations of the other 3?
I happen to have a fancy little map that I'll tell you, but I can only give you one piece of the map at a time, because if I show you where they all are, you won't need me anymore. So, I can give you one piece at a time.
That sounds fair. In that case, where's the first one located?
She grins and she turns and kind of like mischievously leans into her bag beside her and kind of sifts through some things and then pulls out a piece of parchment and she folds it into a third and then like shakes her head and then carefully rips around and gives you 1/3 of the map. And she leans down and she points and she goes, okay, listen closely. This is where we are in Redstone. This is Vasco's mansion. We don't need that right now. That is not our target right now. This down here, if you follow down, if you go at night time, there's a glowing road, but it's a little more dangerous because of the Fae. So if you go down the road that glows, it will take you to, and she points at a bright red circle on the map. It will take you right there to the first spot where you'll need to dig.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think you could proper do it. You look like you're well prepared. And she puts out a hand to shake with you.
Aphfi, also, that. Holy shit, I can't speak for a second. Hold on. Yeah, Aphfi, takes a handshake, kind of with like a sly smile as well. I think I've dealt with enough Fae to know what to expect and how to handle them.
Excellent. And then she will stand up, and she wavers very much as she stands up, and she rights herself by holding onto the edge of the table, and she goes, I believe that is the end of my evening, then. I will see to my room. Oh, before I go, you are looking for... And she makes the shape of like a rounded rectangle. She goes, it's a stone tablet. And well, I don't know which animal that one is, but it will have an animal on it. If you wish to know what the animals are that you're looking for, you'll find that in the mention. And then she will turn and she will start to head up to her room.
Okay. Yeah, definitely makes a mental note of all of that. Folds up the map neatly. Slides it into their tome, and kind of just kicks back a bit and sips on their drink.
Perfect. Unit 231, as you are watching everybody else kind of talk and mingle, and you watch the lady with all the shinies on her head up to her room, Atticus comes over to you, and he puts down in front of you a key and your 20 gold, and goes, that key is a room for you and the knight, Lady Bloomwhistle. I figured that would not be a problem for you to share a room together since you're both ladies. I know you don't sleep, but I do know that it is likely that you will need to at least recharge. I don't know much about automatons and so on, so I do not...
I do not sleep, but I do rest.
Good. I thought so. So, all right. That's that. All settled with you. I hope you have a good evening, and I hope to see you in the morning or noon tomorrow if you'd like to head back with me to town.
Of course.
Thank you. And he will come over. He will also set down a key and 20 gold in front of Aphfi and say, this is for you. 20 gold. Your room is being shared with Von Lench over there. So, whenever either of you is ready, just, it's room 4. It's 2 over from mine. So, if you need anything need anything in town, of course, I'm sure that my good man Rivercore can help you. That's the man at the bar, Malver Rivercore. And, yes, that's that. He will then go and give Bloomwhistle her 20 gold, and then he will head up to his room.
Okay.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do before we settle in for the evening?
I don't have anything.
Think I'm good.
I'm good. Lench has probably found a small group of people and just started reading poetry to them.
Perfect. And on that note, Lench, give us 2 lines of poetry to go out on this evening.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that. I should have been.
That's your
minute.
job, man.
Give me a second. I know which poet. I know what. I know which one I wanted to say. I just need to find it.
Then say it.
I just need to find it. Here we go. I know that I shall meet my fate somewhere among the clouds above. Those that I fight, I do not hate. Those that I guard, I do not love. My country of the astral plane, my countrymen, astral poor. No likely end could bring them loss, or leave them happier than before. No law, no duty bade me fight. No public men, no cheering crowds. A lonely impulse of delight drove to this tumult in the clouds. I balanced all, brought to mind. The years to come seemed waste of breath. A waste of breath the years behind, and balance with this life, this death.
And after
How can you? Sorry.
and after the reading of such grim and yet beautiful poetry, there's snaps all around in the cloud. And afterwards, you all go up to bed to settle in. And that is where we will end our first session of Bloodwood, having just arrived in Redstone. But something seems to be waiting just outside. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Bloodwood, of course, is a beautiful module by Crow&Crown. You are able to purchase it directly from their website. We are the Quelmar Realm, which is a 501c3 nonprofit. We supply storytellers and players alike with supplies and games to make a way for them to expand their world and ours. We want to thank everybody who watched this evening. Special thanks to Amanda Seibert, who helped so much with our PNGs, and everybody who has helped us along the way are on the credits on the screen. Thank you, of course, to my players, Chris and Geoff and Nikki and Emma, who had to peace out a little early tonight. I have been your DM, Mercedes, and we will see you next Friday, hopefully at 7 p.m. And I hope that you all have a good evening.
All right.